Good morning, everyone. I'm Yogita Ramu from the Sports Law and Policy Center. On behalf of the center, I'm delighted to welcome you all to day 2 of the 5th edition of the Sports Law and Policy Symposium. Thank you for joining us today. The main theme for today's symposium is women's cricket and gender issues in sport. We have an exciting lineup of speakers and panels ahead for you today. We will also be releasing a children's audio and story book, so stay tuned for that session. We would like to thank our sponsors for making this event possible, Dream11 and Sportradar. Dream11 is India's biggest fancy sports platform with over 10 crore plus users playing fancy cricket, football, kabaddi, basketball, hockey, volleyball, baseball, and handball. Dream Sports provides multiple avenues for fans to deeply engage with the sports they love through fancy sports content, commerce, experiences, events, among others. Sportradar is the world's largest leading provider of sports technology and sports data intelligence. It's the global pioneer in recognizing and harnessing the power of sports data and digital content for its global clientele. That includes media companies, leagues, bookmakers, sports federations, and state authorities, as well as delivering strategic solutions to help them grow in their business. We would like to thank our media partners, Meraki Sports and Entertainment, and our media partners, The Bridge and The Scroll. For those of you who weren't able to join us for day 1 of the symposium, we now have a recap by Parvati. Over to you, Parvati.
Thank you, Yogita. Good morning, everyone. I am Parvati Bhat, Senior Associate at LawNK and researcher at the Sports Law and Policy Center. We are excited to have all of you join us for day 2 of the Sports Law and Policy Symposium 2021. The symposium is the annual flagship event of the Sports Law and Policy Center. Our goal at the SLPC is to shine a light on topical issues affecting the Indian sporting ecosystem and stimulate the growth of knowledge in sports law and policy in the country. With our work, we hope to create an ecosystem which enables sports law and policy makers to make well-informed decisions, ultimately leading to a robust sporting environment in India, making sustained success possible over time. Through our work, we aim to reach out to key policymakers, sports federation heads, athletes, and key decision makers who can leverage our research and use it as a tool to aid thought development for the betterment of Indian sport. Over the past 4 editions of the symposium, we have focused on themes such as match manipulation, sports broadcasting regulation, and sports and data, and also covered other topics such as governance, integrity, gaming, football law, athletes, and mental health and careers. This year, the symposium focuses on the broad theme of women's cricket and gender issues in sport. With this background, I'm here to give you a recap of our sessions yesterday in case you missed the action-packed first day of our symposium. The symposium kicked off with a status check of the Equal Hue campaign by Shan Kohli, Senior Associate at LawNK, and Kritika NS, Associate at LawNK, and both researchers at the Sports Law and Policy Center. The Equal Hue project is a joint collaboration of Snehal Pradhan, Karunya Keshav, and the SLPC, and aims to chart the way forward for women's cricket in India. The vision of the Equal Hue project is to enable young girls and women to have equal opportunities to explore and achieve their highest potential at the elite level in cricket. The project aims to initiate dialogue and discussions with key stakeholders to implement practical changes which can be executed on ground and which can have a direct impact on the lives of girls and women who play sport. The project began last year with a report titled An Equal Hue, the Way Forward for the Women in Blue, which was launched and presented at the Sports Law and Policy Symposium 2020. The session yesterday began with Kritika summarizing some of the recommendations in the report aimed at all stakeholders in women's cricket in India, including players, state associations, the Board of Control for Cricket in India, clubs and league franchises, broadcasters, and sponsors. The major recommendations in the report focus on how to remove barriers in participation, how to improve elite performance, how to bridge the gap between domestic and international cricket, how to develop grassroots pathways, setting up a women's IPL, prioritizing player welfare, and how to make the sport financially viable for players. A copy of the report is available for download at the Equal Hue website. The session then proceeded with Shan providing a brief of the 2-week social media campaign conducted by the SLPC in November 2020 to coincide with the Women's T20 Challenge. During this time, SLPC launched the hashtag #EqualHue on its Twitter handle, running a contest, starting a video campaign for parents to share videos of young girls playing cricket, sharing interesting stories of elite women cricketers, and videos and facts about the growth and development of women cricket. We also ran polls on the most pressing issues affecting women's cricket in India. This was followed by the launch of the EqualHue website and a special section on the SLPC Highlights newsletter dedicated to the project. Kritika then proceeded to summarize the key issues identified in the second phase of the project, where during the last week of January this year, we conducted the first of a series of closed-door discussions with stakeholders on the challenges and possible solutions to the key issues affecting women's cricket in India. Kritika delved into the manner in which the consultations were held and the reasons for the consultations being closed door. The consultative series will culminate in a concise charter of reforms that takes into consideration all of the data, opinions, and suggestions that we have gathered and will aim to lay out a clear roadmap for reform. The status check was followed by an exciting and insightful panel discussion on pathways for women's cricket. The panelists for this session were Ms. Sushma Verma, an Indian wicketkeeper and right-hand batter who was part of the team to reach the finals of the 2017 Women's Cricket World Cup and joined the Police Department of Himachal Pradesh as the Deputy Superintendent of Police after the 2017 World Cup. Professor Ratnakar Shetty, former BCCI General Manager, Game Development, was also one of the panelists. The other panelists included Mr. Sabah Karim, former Indian cricketer who was General Manager, Cricket Operations, BCCI, from 2017 to 2020. Mr. Srinivas Reddy, a Level A qualified coach for the Andhra Cricket Association, who is currently working with women as a full-time coach looking after all age groups. The moderator of the session was Ms. Snehal Pradhan, former Indian cricketer, sports journalist, and YouTuber. She is also the co-author of the EqualHue report. Ms. Pradhan started off the discussion by going over the difference in the pathways available to girls and boys in India and how girls' cricket does not include school or club cricket in districts, under 14 intrastate matches, or under 16 interstate matches, which are present in Indian boys' cricket. Ms. Verma then highlighted the disparity in the way girls playing cricket is treated in small towns versus metropolitan cities. She also recollected the mental pressure and negative perceptions she witnessed girls battling while playing cricket with boys. Mr. Reddy then spoke about the journey and progress of Andhra Pradesh domestic women's cricket and the challenges in district selection for women's fields. He highlighted the need for state associations to take a proactive role in stimulating women's cricket, and both he and Ms. Verma spoke about the importance of residential academies for women. Professor Shetty emphasized that the problems faced by women's cricket in India is the lack of certainty when it comes to education and jobs for cricketers. He went on to state that all associations should take on the responsibility to provide financial security to women. Mr. Karim then detailed a two-pronged strategy for improving women's cricket, which involved improving the standards of the national women's team and the grassroots participation of girls at the state and academy level. The panel then went on to discuss the importance of developing an under-16 tournament for girls, the talent available outside metro cities, and the opportunities available for girls if they don't get selected in the under-19 team. The panel ended with Ms. Verma saying that her wish list for girls' cricket was the introduction of state-level contracts, longer format matches, and under-16 and school-level tournaments. This panel was followed by the release of the Pathways Toolkit by Ms. Karunya Keshav, reporter and senior editor at Wisden India Almanac, and co-author of The Fire Burns Blue and the EqualHue report. The Pathways Toolkit is available on the EqualHue website and aims to help aspiring female cricketers in India begin their journey. Ms. Keshav went over the reason for the inception of the Guide for Girls, which is now available on the EqualHue website. She detailed that many girls are looking for information on how to start playing cricket in India, but that there is no one source where all this information is available. The toolkit provides a state-wise guide on pathways to girls cricket and selections to the state team as well as national team. Ms. Keshav also emphasized that the guidebook is in digital form so that girls who are now searching for avenues themselves can have easy access. The toolkit also seeks to address other common questions girl cricketers may have, like whether they can play cricket while on their period and how to balance cricket with studies. The toolkit also links to external resources that may be helpful for cricketers as well. Ms. Keshav closed by stating that the toolkit is an evolving project which will be changed and updated as the face of girls' cricket grows in India. The next session was a presentation on online harassment and bullying of athletes by Dr. Anya Martin, Chief Regulatory and Compliance Officer, Sportradar. Dr. Martin started the presentation by relating the challenges faced by her as a woman in the sporting industry. She further went on to provide statistics in relation to sexism and discrimination faced by female athletes and examples of the rampant harassment and abuse faced by prominent global and Indian female athletes and sports writers online. Dr. Martin emphasized that the issue faced in today's world is that athletes don't have the ability to face their harassers, since most of it is online and anonymous. In light of this, she detailed how Sportradar and its technology have been of assistance in combating online abuse. She went on to state that Sportradar's intelligence and investigation department has partnered with sports federations to track down and identify the user ID of trolls. She stated that the Sportradar team then supports its partners in communicating with the applicable social media company to request the removal of the troll ID and use their existing network with law enforcement to assist stakeholders to pursue legal action. She highlighted that Sportradar has the ability to analyze the motivations for online abuse and that a lot of the harassing comments made are betting related, with players being targeted for their performance, whether good or bad, based on how the bet was placed. Dr. Martin also listed the various advantages of using this technology, from the fact that it helps analyze patterns of abuse received, assisting partners in assessing the extent of the issue, to enabling them to allocate resources better in responding to this problem. She stated that not only does this help in deterring future abusive behavior, but also enables sporting associations in protecting athletes. In closing, Dr. Martin emphasized that tech companies, law enforcement, and sporting bodies should join hands to fight issues like online abuse and threats. The presentation by Dr. Martin was followed by an inspiring and engaging interview between Ms. Mansi Joshi and Ms. Sharda Ugra on Ms. Joshi's journey as an elite cricketer. Ms. Mansi Joshi is an Indian cricketer who was part of the Indian team to reach the final of the 2017 Women's Cricket World Cup. Ms. Joshi was interviewed by Sharda Ugra, senior sports journalist, who started her career with the Midday before working with Radio Australia, The Hindu, India Today magazine, and ESPN Cricket 4. While this interview was conducted primarily in Hindi, attendees received a summarized translation of the conversation in English in the Zoom chat box. In the 1-hour interview, Ms. Joshi recollected her first memories of playing cricket, the important role her family's support played in her becoming an elite cricketer, and the lack of girls playing cricket in India. She detailed the challenges faced by girls when they play with boys and the importance of her time as part of the Haryana squad. She also recollected how she found out that she had been selected for the India team and went on to highlight the importance of being serious when trying to accomplish one's goal, as well as the need for faith in oneself in the face of detractors. She said that her dream is to win the World Cup for the country, and the interview ended with Ms. Joshi emphasizing the wealth of talent available in India, while appealing to parents of girls to allow them to participate in sports and to let them pursue all of their goals. The last session of the day was a presentation and discussion on women's health by Soumya Khullar, physiologist at the Sports Authority of India. She worked on the Female Athlete Health Project at the Inspire Institute of Sport prior to joining SAI. Ms. Khullar was joined by Ms. Neha Agarwal, Head, Partnerships and Communication at Olympic Gold Quest and Olympian Beijing 2008. In her presentation, Ms. Khullar highlighted the need for greater awareness and conversation around the topic of female nutrition and menstrual health and the role it plays in the performance of female athletes. She emphasized that women need to be educated about their anatomy and physiology while being provided with practical guidance on menstruation, hygiene, and sanitation. Ms. Khullar also detailed how a female athlete's performance can vary depending on the phase of her menstrual cycle and how better tracking and understanding of the cycle can improve performance. She emphasized that regular periods are an indication of being healthy, and athletes who miss their period for extended periods should not accept this as normal, but seek medical advice, as this can compromise the athlete's bone health and other systems. Ms. Khullar also emphasized that getting the right type of nutrition is important for athletes, as the lack of this can lead to energy deficiency, in turn causing many health issues. She also emphasized the need for educating athletes, parents, coaches, and other stakeholders to remove the taboo surrounding menstruation, and stated that more good quality research needs to be conducted in this area. Ms. Khullar's presentation was followed by a discussion where Ms. Neha Agarwal related her own experience as a female athlete and the challenges she faced in playing while menstruating. She asked Ms. Khullar to expound on what exercises women can do on their periods, and also responded to an audience question on how inclusion of more female coaches can improve the system. That was it for the recap of day one. The videos for day one of the symposium will also be available on the SLPC YouTube channel. We have many more exciting and thought-provoking sessions lined up for today. We hope you enjoy the rest of the session and look forward to your participation with questions and comments. Back to you, Yogita.
Thanks, Parvati. We will now be taking a 5-minute break and we'll be back with the release of our much-awaited audio storybook and a panel discussion on changing the narrative around women's sport through fiction and culture.